Hello, Degens. Welcome to Degenerate Takes NFL Friday update. I, of course, am the perfect one is AJ here on this Friday, June 10th, 2022. Yeah, coming at you twice today after that breaking news with the Big 12 and the AAC. Some teams leaving, some teams joining. Go watch that last video to stay up to date with all things happening in the college football world. But today, we're here to talk about the NFL. All right. And let me tell you, the bag is being delivered to these guys. Holy crap. I'm not going to go over every free agency everything that's happened so far. I'm just going to go over some of the extensions and some of the players that happened this week. For example, to start off today, Friday, this morning, got to wake up to Renfro, third and Renfro, Hunter Renfro for the Raiders. The Raiders getting a 2-year, $32 million extension. Shout out to him. He's been unbelievable, and he's going to be even more productive, I think, with Devontae Adams on the offensive side, on the line with him. Because Devontae's going to have to get double teamed at some point, and so Renfro's just going to be one-on-one, bro. Are you kidding me? That's going to be disgusting. If you're a fantasy player, I mean, look to pick up Renfro pretty early in that draft, in my opinion. Along those lines as well, Cooper Kupp, arguably one of the best wide receivers in the game right now, getting that 3-year, $80 million extension. My man getting paid. About time. The Rams continuing, though, to prove that the salary cap is absolute bullshit. With that being said, Aaron Donald also getting a 3-year extension that totals it out to $95 million at the end of his contract. There is a breakdown. I believe it was a total of like a 94 million, like a $40 million raise or something like that. But the numbers and how everything broke down, honest to God, just confused the shit out of me. The big thing about the Rams continuing to sign everyone, the big story that's come out of this is this cash over cap. Okay. And a cash over cap essentially from what I've been able to gather has to do with how much money you're putting on the books versus how much money you're paying. And so you can go ahead and say, hey, listen, I'm going to give you this contract that's worth $100 million. All right. I'm only going to pay you 25 of those million for your salary, like against the salary cap. And I'm going to pay you the rest in signing bonus, this bonus, that bonus, whatever, whatever. So it doesn't count against the cap. And what you're thinking, AJ, can they really do this? Bro, can they do this? Yes, they can. And you are seeing some teams start to do this, but it's teams with a lot of money that can continue to kick the can down the road. And so you look at a team like the Packers that doesn't have an owner. I mean, they're probably not going to be doing something like this. That's not really the Packer way. The Bears, I think, are too much of pussies to do anything like this. Along with, Tampa Bay, they were pretty much like this too until they got Tom Brady, and they're like, no, we got Tom, we got to get going, we got to get going now. And they did, and they're going to continue to do that. And yeah, it's crazy though. It's crazy what they're doing with this cap that really doesn't seem to exist. We'll keep more on that, but it'd be nice if maybe the Cardinals pretended the cap didn't exist and we started doing some shit like that. Maybe get, but we might have to. Okay. And that gets me into my next part. All right. There are some players that are still waiting to get paid, most notably Kyler Murray, Debo Samuels, DK Metcalf, and a couple other younger guys. Yeah, those three, though, are the bigger names. DK Metcalf not really being talked about as much. I do believe at this point it's because Russell Wilson isn't there and the Seahawks aren't worth a damn. So why talk about DK? But DK is probably looking at, the Seahawks, looking at that roster, looking at Pete Carroll and being like, bro, you got rid of, I had Russell Wilson. I had Russell Wilson, and now my QB is Drew Lock or Geno Smith. Please get me out of here. I got 1 year left on my deal. Or go ahead and give me the bag, and I'll sit here and suffer. That's all it's about. So we'll see what they do there. Debo Samuels, it does seem like a deal is coming closer to the 49ers, which would be really helpful, especially since it seems like Trey Lance is going to be starting this season. So you need a really nice receiver for a younger quarterback to feel comfortable in these newer systems and in an NFL offense. Kyler Murray. He is at mandatory shit. He's doing what we're going to pay him. I don't want to pay him. I've been very adamant about this. I don't think he deserves the bag. We have another year on his deal until we really need to sign him. And so I'm really hoping this isn't some midsummer thing. I wake up one morning, oh, Kyler Murray got the bag at like $500 million for the next 10 years. Like, God, that would just hurt so much, especially because he hasn't done anything. He hasn't done anything. And then when you get him in big situations, he fades to the background and runs out of bounds like a little bitch. With that being said, there are some players and free agents. And, if we do get one of these guys in free agents who has reportedly been playing video games with Kyler Murray and chilling in Arizona, that being OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr., reportedly been, messing around in Arizona a little bit, enjoying the sun. Bro, the Valley, it's not too bad. You got JJ Watt out here. You got Kyler. You got D-Hop, Brown. I mean, solid offense all around. Just questionable at the quarterback position. So we'll see what goes there. As I said earlier, DK Metcalf, I'm sorry, not DK. Gronkowski is also a free agent this year. Look for him probably to re-sign with the Bucs eventually, as soon as they get money out of the way and figured out and shit. With that being said, also on the Tampa, Ndamukong Suh, one of the key pieces of that Super Bowl winning team, also on the free agency market. I'm surprised that he has not been picked up yet. I'm surprised no one's taken a shot at him. I could see him re-signing too. I think he might be just waiting and holding out and seeing if he can get any more money. Julio Jones also on the market. Didn't really do a lot last year with the Titans. I don't really know. I don't want him. I probably the Packers. I think the Packers might sign him. He might be cheap enough as a vet to get him in there with Aaron Rodgers, get him just another toy. Got a lot of young weapons out there and everything in Packer Nation, and so we'll see what happens there. We'll see what happens there as we continue to wait for this NFL season start. It looks like it's getting closer. It feels like it's getting closer and closer every day because it is getting closer and closer every single day. And we here at Degenerate Takes will keep on top of all of that. With that being said, please go ahead, like, share, and subscribe to this video and this channel. Help us fight that YouTube algorithm. And go ahead, follow us on Twitter if you want more degeneracy 24/7 at Degen Takes to follow the show, at Brofict1 to follow me. With that being said,